thank you for watching Medfield TV. My guest today is, you've seen before, it's Roberta Lynch from the Council on Aging. She directs the center and the council itself, and she's going to tell us what's going on at the Council on Aging and at the Senior Center and what's going on, period. So Roberta, what's up?
Well, I just want to say it's been a while since we've been here, talking about the center, and it's nice to do the cable show and it's nice that you asked me to do it mostly on a monthly basis, because it gets the word out about what we're doing, what we do, and I think there are a lot of misconceptions about what we do, a lot of misconceptions about how old you have to be to come into the center, and for years I've been trying to reach out to the younger seniors, and I just finally we're getting some of those younger 60-year-old people coming into the building, and it's really exciting. I had an email just yesterday saying a friend of mine has been coming to the center and she's really enjoying the programs, and is there an application for me to join? And then she told me her birth date, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is really great, 60-year-old. And so I wrote her back and said, we don't have an application at all. People just come in. But we do, ask for some information, your name and address, that sort of thing, and we give you the scan card. You have the scan card. And so that we can just track the numbers, our participation, and find out what activities are doing well, what activities that might be struggling, and that's how we make a decision whether we continue something or we discontinue it. So it's nice to be on the cable show and nice to have you hosting it for us.
Good to have you here.
Yeah, it's good. So July and August newsletter went out, and the summer is really about just enjoying the summer. It's a little more relaxed at the center, not as many sort of presentations. We tend to just enjoy what our regular programs are, enjoy our cookouts. Actually coming up this week, we're going to Lake Pearl for the day, to sit at the beach and just enjoy. Hopefully the weather's going to be good. So there is a lot going on, though. We run our exercise programs right through the summer. So we have all 14 going, and then if you add our Saturday program, which I'm actually very thankful to Metro West Health Foundation, because they funded us $23,000 in December last year to begin a Saturday program, which started March 3rd, 2018, and it's been going quite successfully, I may say, and I'm in the middle of putting all the statistics together in terms of participation on the different programs, and I have to write that report to the foundation to get the second half of the money.
I've gone just about every week. There are a few weeks I was dog sitting.
Sure.
And I didn't want to leave the dog alone for an X number of hours.
Sure.
So I skipped, but I have really enjoyed it. It's really, really nice, especially for those of us that are alone.
Sure.
Weekends are quieter when you live alone.
And we had a survey that we put out, and I'm just tallying up what that's telling me, and 80% of the people find that it's filling a void, it's filling that void on a weekend. Again, those 80%, hopefully this, the same probably, are hoping that it continues past December. So that information is really good information, and as I gather it together, I'll have more details, of course, writing that report and having it in the newsletter, and then maybe, approaching the town to see if they're willing to support such a program, and have it continue to run. Maybe change the hours a little bit, tweak it so maybe the exercise programs are earlier in the morning to attract more people. I'm not really sure, but it's everything that we can look at. But that Saturday program, it's open from 10 to 3 right now. There is transportation that gets people to the center, gets them home. We have a lunch option. And I hear they had a cookout a couple weeks ago.
Yep, they did.
Were you there for that one?
Yep.
And Christina and Elaine, after the fact, they wrote and said, we were so busy, we ran out of everything. But everybody was a good sport about it, and it seemed like it was a good time.
Do you have any programs for people that move here that are alone? I met a lady the other day on Monday where the conversations with Lisa. And I like that because it's for those of us that aren't interested in playing bingo or can't exercise for various reasons. It gives us something to do.
Absolutely.
And she's a very, very nice woman, but she's just moved here 2 years ago, and she doesn't to play bridge or do the other activities that would get her involved.
Right.
How do you accommodate that?
So I guess, so here's the thing, when people move into the community, oftentimes they wait a good year until they actually come around to the center.
How do they know about it though?
How do they know about the center?
When they move here?
Oh, that's interesting.
How do they find out?
Well, I would hope that the realtor that they're working with or the family that they're going to live with would be able to
They're not
share
living-
that
she's
information.
living-
She's living
yeah,
alone,
yeah.
yeah. I don't know, that's something we'll have to look at. I mean,
Yeah, I'm curious.
something doesn't hit me right spot on now, but, and I believe I know who you're talking about. And, you know, it's really tough for people, older people, anybody really, when they move into a new community. I think of young kids, how difficult the transition is for them when they move into, you know, they go to a new school making friends. It's the same thing when an older individual moves into a new community, because they've given up their life where they lived before, and now they're in this new place, and it's difficult. So one of the things I can say about our center, and not addressing your question completely, but our center, and people have told me that we're so welcoming, we are so supportive to new people coming in. And one of the things I say, if somebody comes in and we tour them around, come back tomorrow. Don't wait 2 weeks to get back here, because the more you come in, the more faces look familiar, the more people you get to know, and it just makes it easier. But if you come in spotty, you know, you come in once and then you don't come in for another 4 months, you're not going to have success in getting to know people and know what happens at the center.
Yeah, I was just wondering if the real estate brokers ever mention it. I
You
was
know,
a real estate
I know
broker
you
for a long
were.
time.
I know you were.
And I tried to, but the trouble is you don't want to say, hey, you're old, let me tell you about the
Correct.
center.
Correct. You know, it used to be that we would, and I don't necessarily know we still do this, but certainly if there's a realtor out there that wants to come in and grab, you know, 10 or 15 of our newsletters and bring them to the office so they can hand them out.
I think that's a good idea.
You know, that would be awesome, because we welcome those mums and dads who are visiting their adult children. You know, we have a lot of homes for sale, new people moving in with children because of the schools, but those parents, adult children, have parents that might come and visit.
Absolutely.
And so having the information for their adult parents when they're there might pull people into the center. So maybe a realtor is going to be watching this and will come up and say, I want 10 newsletters, and I'll print them off just like that for you. But no, that's an interesting point, because you do want to, you know, make sure people who are new to the community come into the center, and not just to vote.
Because when I moved here, the only people I met, we lived on Route 27. I lived on North Street. It was Route 27 back then in the middle 60s. Yeah. And I never met any of my neighbors. And I couldn't cross the street. And so the only people I met were my kids' mother, my kids' friends' parents. And that's how we made all our friends, I think.
Yeah, sure.
For the first 20 years or so through the kids.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely great. But if you move here and you don't have any kids,
right,
I think it's much harder.
Right. Yeah. So while we're hoping to draw in, you know, those young seniors and mums and dads of families that live in town, just check us out.
Good.
You
I
know,
think it'd be good.
You come in once, you come in twice. The other thing that's we've had a little change in with HESCO. HESCO is our area agency on aging that services Medfield and many other towns, and they're the ones who pack the meals for the homebound clients. But Kim Lavange has joined our center as the mail site manager, and she's delightful and very accommodating, and is trying to make some changes to our congregate lunchtime, which is the lunchtime that we have at the center. And on Wednesdays, she's trying, you know, a new option for people is a soup and sandwich. So I encourage people to come in and say hello to Kim and introduce yourself, and, you know, give the lunch program a chance, because dining alone is not always that pleasant, and sitting with a group of people is
nice.
Is better.
It is nice.
Yeah, yeah. So we have a lot of changes going on in Medfield at Town Hall, and
do we ever?
and so one of the changes that happened in the last few months is our new fire chief, and his name is William Carrico, and he is actually coming to do have a meet and greet with the seniors on Monday, July 16th from 1:30 to 3. And during that time, we're going to have an ice cream social. So I hope it's a nice hot day so everybody will come in and enjoy the ice cream. But meet the fire chief and find out what's happening. And you know, he's new. It's his new department, and you know, maybe there's some changes he's initiating, and we can learn a little bit where the ALS is. And I think it'll be a great time to say hello to him and let him get to know the seniors in town.
Absolutely. And we'll be having a new police chief someday soon.
A
And
new
Mike
police chief,
Sullivan someday.
and a new town administrator. We have a new building inspector.
Yep.
My goodness.
Yeah, it's a big difference. I
Yeah.
met the fire chief in Sherburne because he lives here in Medfield.
Yes, yeah,
And I met him. He's very, very nice. He's also
Yeah.
very large, so you'll notice him if he comes in.
yeah, yeah. I think people saw him on at town meeting.
I'd
if
like to
they
see him
watched
next
it.
to our new priest at the St. Edward's Church.
Oh
to
my
see who's
goodness.
bigger.
Yeah, yeah. So in August 17th, we have a rock and roll concert happening at the center, and it's a band called Spur, S-P-U-R, and they're a band that were high school kids that came together in the 70s. And they, they weren't in high school. High school friends. I'm looking at it right there. Anyhow, they played quite often in Massachusetts. They played at the Hampton Beach, whatever it was, the Hampton Beach Club there. I don't know. I remember hearing about it. They did back in the day when I graduated high school in 1975 in the 70s, when you had the proms, everybody had a band. Nobody had a DJ. You know, they played a lot of the proms in Massachusetts. And so they played for many years together, and then of course they all went in different directions, raised their families,
And now they're back.
and now they have reunited.
That's
And
great.
so they're going to perform on August 17th from 7 to 10.
What school did they go to?
You know, they're from all over. I
Oh,
know
okay.
the gentleman, Bob, who was my contact, he lives in Walpole. So
Okay.
they're from all over. And I'm trying to think, I had a band play at my senior prom. I don't know if I still have all the, you know, you keep memorabilia. And I'm just thinking, oh, maybe they played at my prom. I don't
I
know.
have no idea.
I
who
mean,
played
no,
mine.
and they played at weddings. They played at, you know, it's hard to find weddings now with a band. It's mostly a DJ,
Yeah.
and certainly proms are mostly DJ. So anyhow, it'll be interesting, and that is open to the public community, where tickets are $10 just to help with the cost of the band, and it should be just a fun evening of classic rock and roll. So that's coming up in August. We have, we have our Juliet and Romeo groups. Juliet's are the ladies, Romeo are the men, and we kind of keep it that way because we like to do different things. And the Juliet's coming up on July 20th. We're going out to breakfast, and then we're going to the Rentham Outlets for a day of
Oh, that's fun.
shopping.
What
Yeah,
day of work is that one?
that's a Friday.
Oh, that's a Friday.
Yeah, Friday. We're going to leave about 9:30 to get there for a late breakfast at
That'd be
Nicky's
fun.
and Rentham, and
That'd be a
then
lot
do
of
some
fun.
shopping. Yeah, and the Romeos, Bill stole my idea. I told him I was going to put that in the newsletter, and I did. And he's taking the men to breakfast, but they're going to Murph's place in Norwood, and they're going.
been there.
Yeah, they're going on Friday, July
That's fun.
27th. So just a nice way to get people out and just enjoy, you know. One of the things we do offer, we had a great trip. I'm going to say we had a great trip to the Jersey Shore, and we went, when did we, I'm going to just tell you. June 11th, we went for 3 nights, 4 days to the Jersey Shore, and it was a big group of us, 28 of us that went. I think everybody had a really good time.
I did. I've said one of my friends went, and they loved
Yeah,
it.
I
really
think
loved
I
it.
think everybody had a good time. There was one part of the trip which I talked to the tour company that it could have been eliminated. One step-on tour got on our bus. It was just, we were exhausted. We just wanted to go sit by the pool. But other than that, it was just perfect. Our driver was wonderful, and Cape May is absolutely glorious.
isn't it?
Yeah, have you been there?
Yeah, I grew up in Philadelphia. We spent half our life in the
yeah,
Jersey
everybody,
Shore.
a lot of Pennsylvania plates there.
Absolutely.
Yep, very nice. I would go back for sure. It was a nice trip. But we also have day trips for people who maybe can't go overnight. And we have one coming up tomorrow, actually, and that's the Spirit of Boston, a luncheon on that boat. Hopefully there's no problems like the Odyssey had a few weeks ago.
That's right.
Right? And it has a buffet lunch and music, and if the weather's great, there's nothing better than sailing around, going around the Boston Harbor. It's beautiful. So that's tomorrow. Thursday, August 16th, we're going up to Maine for a lobster bake.
Oh, that's always good.
That's always good. Right. September 20th, we're doing a chocolate and wine tour in New Hampshire. So going to a chocolate factory and then candy factory, and then going to a winery.
Chocolate is my thing. I don't mind wine, but I really, really like chocolate.
You really like the chocolate, yep. So we're doing that September 20th. October 11th, we're going to the Old Mill and Tower Hill Gardens Foliage Special. So that's that'll be a nice fall trip.
It should be.
And I just found out just a few minutes ago before coming here that we are going to the Boston Pops on Thursday, December 13th, which will be in September's newsletter. And Monday, December 31st, we're taking the Odyssey, which I just referenced, and doing New Year's at noon on the Boston Harbor. So a lot of nice day trips that are open to the community, so feel free to look into that.
Where do you get the ideas?
I don't know.
Well, if you don't know, I don't know.
I wake up in the middle of the night. No, actually, I work with a great tour company, Fox Tours. I've been using them for years. And he has a big booklet that he sends out, and the trips, they're new trips, and
they're all different. That's what I like
they're
about
different.
them.
Yeah, you have to have, because you want to appeal to everybody, a little bit, something to everybody, So if they don't like that one, I like that one, So it's good. And then our cookouts. So we've had 2 cookouts already, and the next one is Wednesday, July 18th. I'm not sure what our menu's going to be. We never tell people really about the menu, because some people decide not to come because of the menu. And the reality is it's only $6, and you get socialization, you get entertainment, you can go to the movie, you can play bingo. So the food to me is really insignificant.
Bring your own sandwich.
Bring your own sandwich. It's just more getting together.
Sure.
Maybe having a glass of wine or
I enjoy them.
Or a beer, yeah. But coming up July 18th, and our entertainer is going to be Robert Black, and he came, jeepers, I don't know if it was last year at the Lions party in December, if that was
At the Lions Club?
Elvis. Last Christmas, was it Elvis that came?
Somebody doing Elvis, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's Robert Black.
I couldn't remember his name.
And I didn't know if that was last year or the year before. But anyhow, he's not coming as Elvis, he's coming as himself, and he has a really dynamite voice.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, great voice. And then we have a cookout on Wednesday, August 8th. Let me just say, though, let me backtrack to July 18th. We have sponsors for our cookouts that help with the entertainment. And July 18th is sponsored by Home Instead Senior Care. It's a companion service that we've used for many years, have given referrals to them. So they're sponsoring Wednesday the 18th, and Wednesday, August 8th, Marianne Morse Nursing Home in Natick will be sponsoring that cookout. And we have Mr. DJ, Tad Travis, who's been with us many times. He plays great music.
He does, yeah.
And he's done, I don't know if you've been there for the quiz shows that we've had in the past.
I like the quiz shows.
Yeah, they're fun, entertaining. And then on August 29th, we have the Toon Timers Swing Band, which is sponsored by Memo. So
I remember Memo.
Yeah, so we are so appreciative of all our sponsors, certainly. I mean, it's very helpful. But the cookouts are a lot of fun, and we have had between 80 and 90 people at the last 2 cookouts. So for people who aren't professional chefs, we do a good job. So there's a lot going on. And the newsletter, July, August isn't online yet. It will be by this afternoon. But usually it's online at our old website, which is still active, thecenter@medfield.com. We're waiting to make a few changes on our new website. That's with the town website, but those haven't happened yet. But so it will be online this afternoon, and then you can always come in and pick one up, but we really prefer if you just have it sent to your home. It's $5 for the year, so it's really not very costly. Not a big deal. Yeah, so we try to make things economical there and affordable for people. So the staff at the center is by far probably the best staff around that I would say. We have, well, who's been with us the longest to the newest, Susan Bernstein has been with me since for 8 years as our volunteer coordinator, and she's just great. She does all the medical rides, she works with all the tax work off people, she does all the snow shoveling, she handles all the support we get in our newsletter. You name it, she just
You're right, she's good.
She's good. She just does everything.
But
She's
you don't
like,
have a bad guy there.
no. And then Bill Party, my transportation coordinator, is delightful and accommodating and does a great job driving, transporting people, managing those 3 vehicles, and you know, taking care of the buses, which is wonderful.
We're still trying to find a time when Bill is either cranky or lazy. And all these
Can't
years
find
we
it.
haven't found it.
Can't find it. And Lisa Donovan, our newest member, she's been with us for 7 months. She is delightful. She's the most positive person I've ever met,
she
and
is.
she has just jumped into her role as our outreach coordinator, is doing a phenomenal job. So they're wonderful, and I can't forget, because it's like one of the most important programs besides transportation, is our club program, our respite care program for people who are dealing with a loved one with dementia. Kathy Powers and Trish Pembroke, they are dynamite. We have, you know, people inquiring about our program all the time, and it's by word of mouth now. We do no advertising, and it's purely by word of mouth that we get new people coming into the program.
Do you get many calls from people that are having serious illnesses that are looking for some kind of help from you?
So, well, the kind of help with a serious illness might be more of supportive care in the home, and that's when we're able to refer the home care agencies that we're comfortable with and we know provide good care. So that's one of the things we do. The other thing is give information about stair lifts.
Yeah. And you could get lunches? They can get
The
lunches
Meals
or
on
whatever,
Wheels, you know, oftentimes people will qualify for some services under HESCO, so we refer people to HESCO. But some of so those are the real serious cases. Sometimes when you talk about that is, you know, people who have come to us and then are home, just sending them a card and just saying hello, thinking of you.
A
you
phone
know,
call, I think, is even better.
Yeah.
We used to do that years ago when we first
Yep.
started at Council on Aging. I was one of the volunteers, and we were each given a list of people to call once a week, depending on who it was.
Yep, friendly
Just hi,
calls.
it's Ann, how are you doing?
Right.
Or just want to make
Yep.
sure everything's okay. And I thought that was kind of nice.
That is nice. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, we do have our birthday card program where for everyone who's turning 75 and older, they get a birthday card from us, and it's a way to outreach and make a connection, and then Lisa follows up with on their birthday with, hi, this is Lisa from the center, just calling to wish you a happy birthday. So that's very
It
nice.
is nice. And
Yeah.
phone calls are really nice.
Yeah, phone calls are wonderful. And something else I was going to say about Kathy and Trish, but anyhow, that club program is phenomenal.
It is.
It's wonderful.
I
good
just
work.
feel good. I never needed to use it.
Of course, and you know what, the thing is, you never know when you're going to need something like that, because to have something available is really wonderful.
It
It's
is.
an added benefit to what we offer. That's what I think about it. So, anyhow, I think I've pretty much said about everything I can think of, unless you
sounds
have
good.
another question.
I don't think I have any more questions.
Okay, I think we're good
Are you
then.
going to stay in the job forever?
I'm going to stay in the job for several more years. Yep, because I do love what I do.
I know. Retirement is not fun.
So yeah, you know, let's just talk about retirement 1 second. So I was thinking this morning that we did a retirement program in 2015, and we did it monthly. So I don't know if we'll do it monthly again, or do like a 4-week Wednesday evening session with Social Security and Medicare, and you know, a couple other of the topics that we used in 2015, because I think that was very helpful for people. So we'll be looking for that in September, October timeframe. I got to just put that together.
Retirement for me was different. It was, I had that all stuff all in place. It was, what do I do all day?
Yes, but
that was my biggest problem.
they say when we did this in 2015, the psychologist that came in said, do not retire until you have a plan with what you're going to do with your time. And now, 3, 4 years before you retire, start thinking about what are you going to do with yourself? What are you going to do with your time? Because when you go from being busy, 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 and all of a sudden there's nothing, that's when the problems start. That's when you like depression and all of that can kick in. So anyhow, I'll be working on that this summer to get that in place.
That'd be a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see what you come up with next month.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, everybody, and thank Roberta for being here, and thanks for watching Medfield TV. I hope you'll tune in on us again.
You're watching Medfield TV, community shows.